Welcome back to part 4 of how to build a social circle, a tribe, a group of people that support you, a group of people that lift you up, that you can network with, that you know around the world. So anytime you travel to a new city or a new country, you can just touch down in that place and have a whole bunch of people to welcome you in with open arms. Well, as the least woke, most materialistic, non-self-help guru on the internet, what I need you to understand is that in order to get a good social circle, good friend group going, you need to master the piano. As you can see, that's the only thing you have to do to attract a high status group of friends or even any people at all. If you can't play the piano, nobody will like you. So sign up for Charlie Puth's masterclass. The topic of this video more specifically is on how to maintain friendships. So this is part 3 of a series. If you haven't watched the previous 2 videos, you're gonna wanna do that. So in this video, we're talking about how to take what you've done in steps 1 and 2, which is 1, define the types of people you want in your friend group. Step 2, how to actually find where those people might be hanging out at, go approach them, build comfort, get their phone number, get their Instagram. Now what? Well, we're gonna be talking about that right now. There's many things that you can do. I'm gonna break it down from like easiest up to most, at least it sounds hard, but actually isn't that hard. None of this is hard. You know, once you have someone's phone number and you've agreed to meet up at some point in the future, that's another key point I wanna like loop in here that I actually didn't include in the last video. It's called future projection. Basically what you do when you meet someone for the first time, or really after every time you meet with someone that you want to hang out with more in the future, you should just talk about or basically future project something you might do later on. So you can do this with, let's say you're on a date, and on that date you're saying, hey, you know, wouldn't it be funny if one time we got a plane ticket and just flew to Dubai together? Now, obviously you're not gonna fly to Dubai. Dubai is thousands of miles away. However, if they like even joke about it or entertain the thought or just like use their imagination and picture what it would be like to go to Dubai with you, well, if you then backtrack and say, yeah, next week you wanna grab coffee, well, in their head, they've already pictured themselves going to Dubai with you. So of course they're gonna be more open and receptive to potentially going to coffee or something like that, like something smaller or a second meetup or hangout or date or whatever the situation might be. So future projections are huge. Left that out of the last one. Wanted to include it in this video here. Now, the first thing you do, okay, when looking to maintain relationships is obviously when you're hanging out with them, and you probably want to think about like what you actually might invite them to do. Obviously it should be something that adds value to you and them. So maybe it is a party. Maybe it is some kind of like event that a group of your friends put together, a club or a bar, or you know, whatever it is that you might invite them to. You want to make sure it's a win-win. You know, you're gonna have fun, they're gonna have fun, or at least, and at least what I did when I was in Australia is I would just ask friends to hang out. And normally the thing that we would do, because I was building a YouTube channel, was we would do something creative, like film a vlog. Be like, hey, you wanna hang out, film a YouTube video? Do you wanna hang out and record some kind of collab, like one for my channel, one for your channel? This is great because there's a purpose behind the meeting, right? It's not just like hanging out doing nothing, although there is a purpose in doing that as well. I've just found that at least in a lot of my friendships, when we hang out, there actually is some kind of a purpose. Like even today, when my friends like Jordan and Casson and Bianca, for example, like if they come down and visit me in Los Angeles from Vegas, they're probably on a business trip. You know, they're probably gonna hang out here and like we have some business discussion here, or they have some other people here. There's more of a reason than just like sitting around. That kind of implies too, and you know, something I've been sort of like leading into. Same with the YouTube example. When you're building a group of friends, you want to be building yourself too. Because obviously if people are going to want to be around you, you have to have weight to yourself. You have to have something that like you don't need anything else or anyone else for. You can be self-entertained. You know, I make these YouTube videos, right? I've been doing this for years. This is actually one of the #1 reasons I have a lot of friends, because I clearly have something that I love to do myself, which makes me work on it a lot, which makes me build something and makes me then an interesting person. So make sure you have things that you like to do. It sounds so simple, but you know, at the end of the day, that's how you really connect with people, right? Like I just said, in Australia, when I was there, I knew nobody. I was like, hey, go to VidCon, boom, let's make some YouTube videos sometime. That was the thing I future projected that was realistic. And actually another future projection I did that actually happened was, hey, you know, in a few months, whatever, or within the next few months, I would love to go to Bali. We should all go to Bali together. That was something I did, and then it happened. But before that, of course, there was this building and strengthening of the relationship phase, which occurred and happened because what I was doing was inviting people and basically combining groups of people together to collab, make content together, and do fun things that we thought were fun, but also helped build something greater than just, oh, we're just hanging out like eating pasta or whatever. Kind of like bringing that all together. The point is, you know, when you invite people to do things, have it be something that is fun, that is probably centered around like your hobbies, your business, or your personal interests. This is just going to give a reason, a purpose to why you're actually hanging out in the first place. So guys, for the full video, go over to their channel. That's really what I would say is like step one. You know, like have some weight to you, and you know, when you invite someone into a situation, make sure you obviously have something in common. Maybe it's something you previously talked about, and start working on that thing together. When you're in person with people, this is something that I think is super, super key and underrated. And I'm gonna make a lot more videos about this in the future, but a big way that you build and strengthen a relationship over time is obviously to make sure they have a good time when you're around them. There's some very classic advice from someone like Dale Carnegie, who wrote How to Win Friends and Influence People. When you're with people, smile, look them in the eyes, tilt your head, you know, expose your jugular vein, which basically shows that you're not a threat. That's from a book called The Like Switch, right? Like smile, raise your eyebrows, listen more than you speak. Don't criticize other people. Don't judge other people. Don't complain when you're around people. That makes you drag to be around. The main two things I want you to focus on as you're in these interactions with people are, one, listening more than you speak and getting people to basically speak about what they're excited about. Now, keep in mind, what people are excited about is not often or not always what they're most known for. For example, let's say you get into a conversation with Justin Bieber for whatever reason, or someone like Justin Bieber, you know, someone who's very high status, and they're obviously most known for singing. Sure, you could talk to him all you want about singing, but what if there's something he's secretly more passionate about? Give people a space and an opportunity to talk about what they're most excited for that they never get the chance to talk about. You know, if you're talking to me, for example, if you can't tell, I really get excited about social communication and people. So although I'm probably more known for like, you know, my YouTube videos and YouTube, I'd probably rather talk about, you know, about this, right? Like about social communication. And you can get me talking about this for hours. This video could go on for a very long time, and I'm sure I will make some longer ones in the future. But I wanted to keep this series relatively short. The point is, you know, get people to talk about what they never get the chance to talk about. The second thing I'd like you to focus on is actually holding some space, some silence in your interactions. The way you're gonna get better at this is actually practicing meditation. I had a question the other day that came in from someone on Instagram where they asked, you know, does cleansing your aura and spiritual practices actually help you in social situations and make you more charismatic or fun to be around? And the answer is yes, absolutely. I would be less than half as charismatic or even pleasant to be around if I didn't practice meditation or these spiritual practices like Qigong, or which you can just look up on YouTube. I will make videos about that in the future. Doing these more spiritual practices, making sure that your vibe, like literally your aura as a person, is just nice to be around, is massive. I had a friend, I'm not gonna say who the friend was, but I had a friend come visit me recently who was going through kind of a difficult time. I didn't really, to be honest, like I influenced him to eat a little bit better. I influenced him to exercise a little bit more. But to be totally honest, I didn't really do too much, except my vibe is very calming around people, okay? And so this is something I want you to work on. Like, what is your default setting? How do you feel in your own body? And the more that you can like strengthen this, the more that people are gonna want to come back and be around you even more. So if you listen to people and you just have a good vibe, of course they're gonna wanna hang around you again. You know, they get to talk about what they're excited about, and they just generally sense your energy. This is like one of the best ways to get people to want to see you again. Step one of the video here for now is inviting people to something that you can build together or something that you can have fun doing. Step 2 is these like basic communication skills, listening, and then working on your vibe. And the last one is after the situation, after the moment you hang out, remembering to do some kind of projection into the future of the next time you might hang out, the next thing you might do together. In between, so like if I'm, I have my parents visiting right now, but like the next time I have friends coming over, I'm messaging them on a very consistent basis, just checking out, hey, how you doing? Sending them like funny TikToks or commenting on their work on Instagram, keeping up with them. One of my things, I didn't even realize how much I do this. Probably do it like 4 or 5 times a day to various friends. I'll just like send them a message for no reason almost and just like be like, hey, what's up? And like make them laugh, like send them a GIF, like something like that. And these like little micro interactions are really key to just show them, you care, you're thinking about them. This is something that I think is really underrated that is super actionable. So what I'd like you to do now is to think of a few friends you haven't talked to in a while and just shoot them like a funny TikTok or suggest a FaceTime at some point. This will, really improve, a lot of the relationships that you've been working to build. So that is it. The last thing I want you to do is go on Instagram and DM me the word tribe, or actually, yeah, do the word tribe. And what I'm going to do, I'm in my little studio here, is I'm going to set you up with a 30-minute call with me and my team, and we will build you a map to growing your own group of friends and just helping you out with this. I know this can be kind of daunting. There's a lot to it. Obviously I have spent a lot of time learning about all of this stuff myself and putting it into action. So DM me on Instagram the word tribe, and I will respond to every single message that does that. The last thing I will say is in the next video, the next series, I'm going to be talking about arranging a larger event, and I'll be going pretty into detail with this one, so look out for that. This is obviously super key and helps to like really exponentially grow your friend group, so I'm pretty excited for that one. I hope you are too. Drop a big thumbs up if you like this style of videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.